Hello chatbox out there, I hope you guys are all having a lovely start to your week. It's a new week with lots of adventures to be had, and I'm going to be taking you guys along with me on my adventures that I get out to. I hope you guys are all having a lovely Monday and all having a great start to your week. I got up after a lie-in as I didn't have work. I've got a few days off work, which meant I was able to have a little bit of a lie-in, which was so good. Not have to set any alarms. I then had some lemon curd toast and a cup of tea for my breakfast. I was just catching up on neighbours, and then I got changed and got myself ready to go off for a walk. And I took my bag with me with my hat and my sunglasses, got some sun cream on as it's so warm out there. Don't want to be burnt. Unlike my brothers who tan very easily, I do not. I end up looking like a lobster, so put some sun cream on, and then I headed off on my walk and was listening to music on my headphones and enjoying the lovely sunshine and blue skies. And the weather has been so lovely at the moment. Not looking forward to when the April showers come, which they will, and so I'm just making the most of the sunshine while we can. I then headed up to the garden centre, my happy place. I love that place so much. I then got to the garden centre, and the first thing I did was go off to the flower section and get some flower starts. I had a really good look around there and was able to get some really pretty flower starts. I love all the water fountains and all the lovely colours on the flowers and the patterns. It's just so pretty. Springtime is so good for flower photography, as there's such lovely flowers and blossoms to get snaps of. I then went off into the cafe and had some lunch from there, and I had a tuna panini and some salad and chips and had a pot of tea with that, and I'm going to show you guys that. My lunch was so delicious. I then stayed in there and let my food go down, and they had some really good songs playing in the cafe. They played a bit of Kylie, my favourite. And then I went off and had a look around at the homeware, the stationery section, and they had lots of Easter stuff, so lots of chocolates and Easter bunny stuff. So I was having a look at that, and they had this ginormous bunny that I was so tempted to get, but I was like, no, you don't need it. I've got not any room for that. And then I ended up getting some more flower photography snaps, and I'm going to show you guys those. There's just so many beautiful flowers to get snaps of, and I could be in there all day if I could. And then I got some selfies and photos of the flowers and blossoms as well. And then I went off to the plant section and I got some plant starts on there. The plant section is huge, and I love all the displays and all the pretty succulents and cactuses and the plant pots. I was having a good look around there. Then I headed off home, and on my way back I went through these woodlands which you could go through, and they have lots of lovely paths with all these lovely flowers all around it, and I'm going to show you guys a snap I got of that. I had a lovely walk through there, and the flowers are just so pretty. I then saw one of my regulars who was just walking their dog, so I gave their dog stroke. I was chatting with the regular, and they were off into the woods where I just been through, and I was just telling them all about the pretty flowers in there. And then they headed off into there to go off for the rest of their walk, and I went off to one stop. I got birthday cards, as I have 4 immediate birthdays coming up, so I have lots of birthday cards to write out, and got myself a drink from there. I then made my way up to the high street, and I went off to one of the flower shops from there, and I'm going to show you guys the flower starts that I got. I was able to get some really lovely flower starts from there, and they didn't have a lot left because they'd been quite busy, and I was able to get a few flower starts, and I liked it like that because I was able to zoom in and get more of the patterns and colours on the flowers that way. And then I got some plant starts. patterns on those leaves are so beautiful. I love all the colours on those, and those succulents and cactuses. I was then having a chat with the flower shop keepers in there, and then I headed off to my workplace to meet Tash after her shift. We then went off to one of the pubs and sat out in the beer garden and had some drinks from there, and I had a sex on the beach, which was so delicious. I love sex on the beaches, and I got a snap of me and Tash out in the beer garden with our Beverleys, and I'm going to show you guys that. We had a lovely time having a catch up in there, talking all things Brighton. Can't wait for our trip to Brighton next month. It's going to be so good. And then we were singing a bit of ABBA and just having so many laughs. And then I found out that one of my favourite flower shops has sadly closed down, so I put a post up on their post saying how it's been a pleasure being able to pop in there for a chat and get my flower starts over the years, and how I'll miss it, and I wish them all the best for the future. And then me and Tash headed off. She headed home, and I gave her a big hug and thanked her for a lovely catch up. And we're going to be meeting up on Wednesday for breakfast, and then we're going to be getting some lunch and going off into Tiverton again, because last time we weren't able to get around all of it and go for a massive walk. And we're going to get some lunch from Aldi and have a little picnic up there as well, and I'm looking forward to that. And the weather's supposed to be lovely this week again. We're very lucky with this weather. And then I made my way home, and I was listening to music on my headphones on the way back. I then got back and was greeted by Bear, who was very happy to see me and was giving me lots of licks, and so I was giving him lots of bear cuddles. And then I wrote some of my journal entry for today, listened to a bit of music, did some drawing and colouring in, and sorted my glitter doll out into 2 new looks, and I'm going to show you guys those. Here's the first of the 2 new glitter doll looks that I'm going to show you guys. Starting off with this one. So she's got these red boots on with laces on, some black netting stockings, and then she has this red dress on and this red rose handbag matching with the jacket and dress. And she's got this down jacket with some rose embroidery on. Then she's got a choker necklace and then a black hat, and this is the whole look. Here is the second of my 2 new glitter doll looks. Starting off with the shoes, she's got some black boots, some blue denim jeans on with a black leather jacket, a pink t-shirt with some hearts on with a white collar, and her black hat, and this is the whole look. They look stunning. And then for tea I had cottage pie, and it was so good, and I'll show you guys that. Love cottage pie, haven't had it in ages. And then I had to pop to the shops and get some bits from there. So I headed off there, and then on the way back I had a lovely evening stroll, and I got some flower sets. I had a lovely evening stroll, and it cooled down a lot, so it was nice and cool, and it wasn't too hot, and the sun was starting to go down. And then I got back, and I was just working on some new illustrations and colouring some of those in, and reading some more one day. I've just been watching some TikToks and vlogs, and I'm now off to go and watch those Home and Away and UK soaps. Just see you with more of the vlog tomorrow. It's now Tuesday, and I got up early ready to go off for a massive walk, and had some toast and a cup of tea for my breakfast, and watched a bit of TV, and then headed off on my walk. And I was listening to music whilst on my walk, and I headed off for my walk early, so the sun hasn't come out yet, so it was nice and cool and not too hot, and I was able to get some really nice selfies in front of some flowers and blossoms, and got some really pretty flower snaps, and I'll show you guys those. I love overcast weather where it's not too warm, not too cold, that weather just bang on in the middle. And then I made my way up to the high street, and I had a look on some of the charity shops, and went off to one of the book shops, and I just love the smell of old books so much. I then bumped into one of my friends. I was having a nice chat with them. I made them jump, and I made sure that it was definitely done before making them jump, as that would have been very awkward if I had not checked. And then I had a look in W.H. Smith's, and I'm going to be needing a new illustration sketchbook soon, as my one is almost finished, and I've been getting through them so quickly at the moment. I've just been loving my illustrations and colouring them in with my fine line pens, which are so effective and makes them look so good. And then I went off to Greg's and I had my lunch from there, and I sat and had that in there, and I'll show you guys. It was so delicious. I had a cheesy onion bake with a custard slice and an apple juice. I love apple juice so much. I then went off and had like one more of the shops and went off to the plant shop at the top of the high street and got some plants. That's from there. Plant shop is so cute. I love all the plant displays in there. I was having a lovely chat with the plant shopkeeper in there. I then made my way back, and on the way back I was listening to music on my headphones, and I walked past the old flower shop that is now closed, and I am so gutted that we've lost a great flower shop. They're going to be online luckily, so I'll still be able to order flowers from there, and it's just not going to be the same interaction going in there every day. I got in there for the last 6 years getting my flower starts. I've had a bit of chats with them, and I'm going to really miss being able to pop in there for some flower starts and a good chat. And yeah, it's going to be weird not having that there. And I then got home and I had my custard slice and a cup of tea, and I then watched some episodes of Doctor Who, and I'd taken my custard slice home with me as I didn't end up eating it when I had my lunch in Greg's, and it was a nice little treat for me when I got back from my walk. And I'd gone on such a big walk. I was enjoying the sunshine and blue skies. Of course the sun had come out just after I had my lunch, so I put my hat on and my sunglasses and some sun cream because I didn't want to be burning. And I wish I was like my brothers who tan very easily, but I do not. I then watched the new Paddington film, Paddington in Peru, and I just loved Paddington films so much. And my mum was down at my grandma's and she got back, and then my dad was just mowing the lawn, and I loved the smell of fresh grass so much. I was then playing with Bear in the garden and having some bear cuddles, and he's getting so big. And then I watched today's Home and Away, wrote some of my journal entry for today, and just worked on some illustrations and crunched some of those in, and watched some vlogs and TikToks and some funny dog and cat videos, and was messaging Tash some funny TikTok memes and videos. And we're going off to Tiverton tomorrow. We went there a few weeks back, but we went there and had some food, and then we did get time to go for the walk that we're going to go to. So tomorrow we're meeting for Shelley's breakfast, and then we're going to be getting some stuff from Aldi and having a picnic down in Tiverton. I'm going to go for a massive walk, and I cannot wait to explore there. Hopefully I don't fall over, fingers crossed. I am so clumsy, so hopefully that does not happen, and have to take some plasters just in case, because you never know with me. And then for my tea I had pizza, and I had a cheese pizza. The pizza was so cheesy, I love it. And I'm now off to go and finish writing my journal entry for today, and then I'm going to be watching the UK soaps, and then just going to be chilling for the rest of the evening, as I normally have Jigsaw on Tuesday evenings, but it's not on due to being the Easter half term for the next 2 weeks, so it's not on until 3 weeks time. And I'm probably just going to read some more of one day and probably watch a film. I might watch Ever After or maybe Nana McPhee, one of those, and we'll see you with more to vlog tomorrow. It's now Wednesday, and I got up early ready to go off for breakfast with Tash at Shelley's, and I was meeting her there. So I got myself showered and changed, ready for that, and then I let Bear out into the garden for a little bit and had some bear cuddles, and then I head off to meet Tash at Shelley's. And I then got there and Tash was just on her way, and whilst waiting for her to arrive I got 2 mirror selfies from there. I love those mirrors with all the plants around them, it's so cute in there. And then Tash arrived and we got our breakfast, and I had a fry up, and I love the fried mushrooms so much, and had a cherry cola as well, and I'm going to show you guys the fry up that I had. It was so delicious. And after that we went off to Surroundings. It's a really cute shop just next door, and they had a load of Easter stuff in, so I was having a look at that. And then we went off and had a look at some of the church shops, and then went off to Co-op. I got some stuff from there to have a picnic as we're going off to Tiffington to walk around there and have a little picnic there. And then on the way to Tiffington, we listened to a bit of Lady Gaga, and I can't believe we're seeing her in October. I'm so excited for that. And then we arrived in Tiffington, and I got some flower starts from around there. Able to get some really pretty flower and blossoms and that, and it was such a lovely sunny day with blue skies. And then we set up our picnic in the shade, and I'm going to show you guys a snap of our picnic setup and also a selfie that we got whilst having our picnic. The picnic was so good, and then we just chilled for a little bit, and then we went off for a massive walk, and I got a snap of this Book Exchange phone box that I'm showing you. It's so cute. I love the church as well, and we're just having a big explore. And then we went off up these stairs, and there were so many steps, and we then had a look around the woodland area and just walked around there and walked quite a lot, and I got 2 snaps from the woodlands where we were walking. It was a lovely walk, really peaceful, and I didn't fall over, thank God. I really thought I was going to fall over at one point, but luckily I didn't. And then we ended the day by going off to the pub and having some drinks on there, and I got a selfie with Tash for our drinks, and I want to show you guys that and also the drinks that we had. Love a J2O, they're so good. And we've got our work shifts sent through now, and I'm working Sunday evening, off Monday, Tuesday, back in Wednesday evening, only doing a 6 till 9, so a nice easy shift. And then Thursday I was supposed to be off, and then having Friday evening in, and then Saturday day in. But I am now working Thursday day as it needed to be covered, but I still get Monday and Tuesday off, and then have Friday daytime off as well. And I'm just looking forward to getting some extra hours in as I'm off on holiday to Brighton soon, so that I can go towards the holiday money, and it'll be good. And I'm working with Tash on Thursday day, just me and her, which will be fun, and we always have such fun and work so well together. And then we were out in the beer garden enjoying the sunshine, and I got a snap of this butterfly that was on the grass. I then went on this swing. They had a little seat swing, and Tash got a snap of me. Let me show you guys of it. And then we were just sat chatting and talking all things Brighton and planning that, and I'm just so excited to head off to Brighton in May. It's going to be so much fun, and we've got so much planned. And then just as we left, we both popped to the loo because it was a big walk back, and I got a snap of these pretty tiles that I'll show you. They're such pretty tiles. I also got a mirror selfie from the bathroom. I love that mirror with all the lights above it. And then me and Tash made our way back, and we parted halfway between our houses, and I gave her a big hug and thanked her for a lovely day, and I've had so much fun. And then I got back, and my older brother and his girlfriend are back from being in Torquay for a few days, and they're getting everything packed up ready to move into their first ever home on Friday, which is very exciting. And then I was watching Matilda, and my dad's gone fishing. He normally goes on Thursdays or Wednesdays, and he's gone today. He normally goes Thursdays, but he's gone today as we are going out tomorrow. We're going to Seoul, which is up in Gloucester, for some lunch with my mum and my dad and my grandma, and I'm going to have a nice stroll around there, so I'm looking forward to that. So my dad went fishing today instead of Thursdays, and then I was just listening to a bit of music, just drawing and colouring in and having some bear cuddles, and played with him out in the garden with Zoe. And my mum got back from taking my grandma for a doctor's appointment, and then my mum was getting the tea ready and we were having Spanish chicken and it smelled so good. I then was watching a little bit of Ever After, one of my favourite films. I love that film so much. I then had a cup of tea and some biscuits and was just reading some more of one day. And then my dad got back from being fishing and my older brother and his girlfriend had gone off to rugby training, and for tea we had the Spanish chicken and I'm sure you guys that. The Spanish chicken was so delicious. I then finished writing my journal entry for today and put that away, and then worked on some new illustrations, and I'm going to show you guys 2 new illustrations. Here are 2 of my newest illustrations. Starting off with this one here. She's got this pom-pom earring in, which is so cute, and the choker necklace. I love a choker necklace on my illustrations, and the face. I loved ringed eyeliner, the mascara, the eyes. Faces are probably one of my favourite things to do, and heels obviously, and the hair. And I just love the long hair, and she's got this bit here which is black, and then this very curly long hair. She's got a ring on and some acrylic nails, and I love the whooshing hair, and then the real shoulders at the top, and the long dress. And then onto this one here, which is my latest one. She's got shaved on one side and then flicky hair and then long down hair. She's got again some acrylic nails, a ring on, then she's got a cloud handbag and then a cloud collar, and then she's got this one put on and some high heels, and then she's got a jumper underneath. I love those new illustrations. I kind of went through a little bit of a illustration block, and I've kind of got my mojo back, which I'm enjoying, creating new illustrations and using those fine line pens. And I am now off to go and watch today's Home and Away and the UK soaps, and then when Zoe and my older brother get back from being at rugby training, me and Zoe are going to be playing some games of Ludo. May the Ludo championships continue, and I will see you in more of the vlog tomorrow. It's now Thursday and I got up early ready to go off to Gloucester to go to Seoul, and it has a really nice canal there and a really nice cafe, and my dad goes fishing there quite a lot, so he took me, my mum and my grandma, and we took Bear along as well. And my older brother and his girlfriend had gone off to pack up the rest of my older brother's girlfriend's stuff as they're moving into their first ever home tomorrow, which is very exciting. So they've been getting that all packed up, and they headed off, and then me and my mum and my dad picked my grandma up, and we got the dog in the car in his little dog seat belt harness, and he was a little bit anxious because he didn't really know what was going on, so I had him on my lap. I was just keeping him calm. We then picked up my grandma and we headed off to Seoul. I'd never been there before, so I was very excited to go off and explore there. And we got to the cafe, and it was such a cute cafe, and I got some snaps around the cafe to show you guys. Cafe, and then we ordered our lunch and we sat out in the outside area as it was a lovely sunny day, and I had a tuna melt with a Coke, and I'm going to show you guys the tuna melt I had, and also a snap of these flags that were hanging up. Those little material flags that were around the place were so cute. Bear did try and eat one of them, and he was led underneath the bench that we sat on in the shade. And then we went off to get some cakes. There's a little cake section. I got a bit of lardy cake and we got that to take away, and my mum got some peanut butter Bristol do there, which is so good. And then I got Bear a dog ice cream and gave that to him, and he was so excited to have that, and he literally devoured it. He really enjoyed that. And then we went off to the little shop they have down by the canal, and I had a look in there and got a snap of a Rosie and Jim cuddly toy that they had. They had those on display and I had to get a photo of them because I used to love that show as a kid. And I got a tennis ball and one of those like plastic tossing things that you put the ball in and you can chuck it for them. So I got that for Bear, and then we went off for more of a walk. My mum and grandma drove down to the car park further down. Whilst me and my dad took Bear for the walk down there, and I then got some snaps of the canal and managed to get a snap of the swan on the canal and with the cherry blossoms and a little boat with some flowers in, and I'm going to show you guys the snaps I got from there. It was so peaceful there, and we sat on a bench and just watched the world go by and just love it there. And it was lovely and sunny, and there was a bit of a breeze as well, so it wasn't too hot. And then we made our way back, and my grandma came back to ours for a little bit, and I had a cup of tea with my bit of lardy cake, and I'll show you guys that. I haven't had lardy cake in so long, and it's so good. And then my dad went off to have a nap as he had a bit of a headache, and then my mum brought my grandma home, and I was watching a bit of Escape to Country, and then I was playing with Bear out in the garden with his new toy, and I got a snap of him out in the garden. I'll show you guys. I love that pooch so much. He's so adorable, and I can't believe how big he's getting. And then I was just watching some episodes of Doctor Who, and I can't believe that new Doctor Who comes out on Saturday. I'm so excited with that, and work with my journal, and I'm now off to go and just chill for the rest of the afternoon and watch some more episodes of Doctor Who. And then I'm going to be going off to Jen's for games night this evening, which we do on Thursday nights, and I shall see you with a bit more of the vlog when I'm back from that. It's later on in the evening now, and I'm back from being at games night at Jen's. I always have so much fun at games night. It goes so quickly, you know what they say, time flies when having fun. So I got there, I walked down and I got some drinks for the games night. So I went off to One Stop and got drinks from there, and then headed down, and I walked down as now it's getting lighter in the evening. It doesn't get dark till later, so I had a nice stroll down. I then got to games night, and it was me, Tash, Jamie, Dean and Jenny, and then one of our colleagues, Ruben, also came along, and we had some little like nibbly bits for tea. The nibbly bits were so good, love a little spread. And then we were playing some games of Monopoly, and we played this game called the Sound Game as well, and had so much fun. And then I got back and I finished writing my journal entry for today and got my stuff ready for morning group tomorrow, and I'm now off to go and watch today's Home and Away and UK soap, and we'll see you with more of the vlog tomorrow. It's now Friday, and I got up early ready to go off to morning group, and I got showered and changed and had some breakfast and watched a bit of TV, and then my dad dropped me off to morning group. I then got to morning group and we were doing some Easter crafts, as it was the last session before we were off over Easter break, and I always enjoy doing arts and crafts at morning group, and I'm always very creative. I love drawing and colouring in and all things like that, so really enjoyed that. And we then had a little break and had some tea and biscuits and a little natter, and then it was the end of the session, and I'm going to show you guys the arts and crafts that I did at morning group. We did some Easter crafts at morning group. It's the last session before we have a little break, and it's not on next week, so it's on the following week. And we did these colouring in of some Easter cards, and did some Easter wreaths, and stuck loads of stickers on, and then we did these bunnies and we painted those, and I'm so impressed with how I painted it, and was so delicate with it. And it's got some pink ears and a pink nose, black eyes, and then the carrot, and it's got a little black tail. It's so cute. And then after the session, the people who won the morning group got us some chocolate Easter eggs each, which is so cute of them to do so. And yeah, I've had such a lovely time this morning. always have so much fun and always enjoy doing arts and crafts. I then got dropped back by one of the members of my group and their carers, and I got back and then I was just watching a bit of TV, listening to a bit of music and just doing some drawing, colouring in and reading some more of one day, and just tidying up my office and my dolls and dollhouse and watched some stuff off record. And then my mum and dad went off down to my grandma's and I went off for a massive walk and headed up to the high street, went off to one of the flower shops and I got some flower sets from there. They've always got such beautiful bouquets of flowers in there with such lovely vibrant colours, and it all smells so good in there. I was then getting some plant sets on there. I was having a good look around there. I love all the succulents and cactuses and the pretty plant pots, and it looks like a little jungle in there with all the window covered in plants. And then I was having a lovely chat with the flower shop keepers in there. I then went off to one of the book shops and had a look in there, and went off to W. Smith's. I need to get new sketchbooks soon, so I was having a look at some of the sketchbooks in there. And then I went off to one of the pubs where one of my mates works, and I was having a good catch up with them. And then I went off to the plant shop at the top of the high street, and I had a look in there to get some more plant spray for my succulents and cactuses in my bedroom window, but they didn't have any, so I'll have to try and get some more when they have it back in stock. I did, however, get a really cute mirror selfie from there. I love that mirror with all the plants around it, it's so pretty. I then was having a lovely chat with the plant shopkeeper in there, and then I went off to Co-op and got myself some lunch from there. And then on the way back, I was listening to music on my headphones, enjoying the lovely sunshine and blue skies. And I've heard that we're going to be getting a bit of rain. Well, it's bound to happen at some point. They do call it April showers for nothing. Just hope that it doesn't rain too badly and that it's just a little bit of rain. But who knows what weather we're going to get. We could get any weather in this country. It's always so unpredictable. And then on the way back, I popped to one of the shops. I got myself a drink for work this evening and bumped into one of my mates, so I was chatting with them. I then got home and I had my lunch. I had some soft cheese spread in these cheesy rolls, which are so mwah, and a cup of tea and one of my oatmeal and biscuits. I got some oatmeal and biscuits, which are my favourite biscuits ever. And then I just watched a bit of TV and listened to a bit of music, and then my mum and dad got back from being at my grandma's, and I have got my uniform ready for work this evening. I'm doing full show clothes, and so I'm just going to be chilling before that, and I'll see you when I'm back from work. It's later on in the evening now, and I'm back from being at work. I'd worked 4 till close. I got myself ready for work and then got dropped to work by my older brother and his girlfriend, and then got to work, got clocked in and put my bag away and had to put my phone on charge as I was about to die. And then I was just doing some cleaning of tables, and it was just me and one other colleague on shift until Tash was back in from being on split shift. First second part of a split at 6, and I was just cleaning tables and doing some cleaning jobs that needed to be done, and so on charge some of the regulars, and was cleaning a lot of tables outside as it was a lovely sunny day, so we had lots of people sitting inside as well as outside. We then started to pick up, so I was on bar, putting lots of pints and doing lots of gins and wines, and did some coffee making as well and hot chocolates. And then Tash came on at 6, and I went off to have my lunch break, and I had a beef and chili, and I want to show you guys that. The beef and chili was so good. I then listened to a bit of music on my headphones. I was just chilling for the rest of my lunch break, and I set an alarm to go off when my lunch break was over. That went off, so I then put my headphones away and put my plate in pot wash, and then continued on with my shift. I was doing some more cleaning of tables and running of food and drinks, and then Tash finished about 10ish, and then me and the other colleague I was on shift with finished about 11:30ish. I then clocked off, got my bag and my phone charger and put that in my bag, and then headed off to one of the pubs, had a drink there, and was chatting to my mate Tom who works there, and then I made my way home. I then got back and I got into my PJs, got my work uniform ready for work tomorrow. I'm doing a 9 till 5, and I then had some lemon curd toast, and then me and my mum were just watching a bit of And Just Like That, the Sex and the City spin-off, and I then finished out my journal and put that away, and I'm now off to go and watch today's Home and Away and UK soaps, and just have Avondale and Coronation Street to watch, and we'll see you with more of the vlog tomorrow. It's now Saturday. I hope you guys are all having a lovely start to your weekend. I got up early ready for work. I was doing 9 till 5, and I had some breakfast. I toasted a cup of tea and was watching a bit of TV and just listening to a bit of music before going off to work. My dad was taking to his first ever puppy classes, which was very exciting, and then I had to walk to work as my dad was going off there, and so I headed off to work, and I was listening to music on my headphones. I was on my way to work and was able to pop to one of the plant shops just before work and get this pretty succulent snack. I love succulents and cactuses so much, and all the lovely patterns on these succulents. I then got myself a drink from the corner shop and got to work, got clocked in and put my bag away and had that drink whilst on shift, and I was running lots of food and drinks, doing food and drink orders and drinks making and cleaning lots of tables inside as well as outside, as it was quite a nice day, so we had lots of people sitting outside as well as inside, and it wasn't too busy but wasn't too quiet, so it was a nice mixture, a nice flow. I had a great team on, a great playlist playing, so whilst I was cleaning tables or doing orders, I was finding myself singing along to some of the songs because we have similar playlists playing on most shifts, so I get the song stuck in my head. And then I was chatting to one of the regulars and had some cups of tea to keep me fueled, and then I was just doing some milkshake making. I made so many milkshakes, as we had quite a lot of people ordering lots of milkshakes, and was putting lots of pints, and then I was able to have my lunch break once it calmed down a bit, as we had quite a busy lunch rush, and I had some banana pancakes, and I'm going to show you guys that. The banana pancakes were so good. I then just chilled whilst on my break and listened to some music on my headphones, and then my alarm that I'd set to go off when my lunch break had finished went off, so I then continued on with the rest of my shift. I was doing some more cleaning of tables and saw and chatted to some more workers that come in on Saturday, and then I was cleaning tables outside as well as inside, and then it was just me and one other colleague from 3 till 5, as the other two that I was on shift with were both on split shifts, so they finished about 2ish, and so it was just me and one of the colleagues who were just doing some cleaning jobs, cleaning lots of tables, and I was just doing lots of pint pouring and drinks making and making sure everything was nice and tidy outside as well as inside. And then I was finished at 5, and I clocked off and got changed into my t-shirt that I have on now, and I got my bag, and Jeremy and Tash were in at 5, so I quickly chatted with them, and then I headed off and I quickly got a mirror selfie. That mirror always reminds me of the mirror from Harry Potter. I then headed down to one of the pubs in High Street where my mate Tom works. I was having a lovely catch up with him, and we were talking about nostalgic TV shows like Recess, Lizzie McGuire and That's a Raven and stuff like that. I then headed off to the co-op to get myself some tea, and I'd had a cooked lunch, so I just got some sandwiches and all nibbly bits from there. And then my dad texted to say that my younger brother and his girlfriend were down at my grandma's seeing my aunt and cousins who are over from Ireland for 2 weeks, so I headed down there, and on my way there I got some flower snaps. I had a lovely walk down to my grandma's and was able to get some really pretty flower snaps and got some selfies of some of the flowers and blossoms. I then got to my grandma's and gave my aunt and cousins big hugs, and it's going to be great having them over to stay for 2 weeks. Can't wait to get to spend time with them, and got some really nice things planned which is going to be fun. And then I had a cup of tea and we were just chatting and having a lovely time, catching up. And then my younger brother and his girlfriend dropped me home, and my mum and dad were at the Harvester having a birthday meal for my mum. It's her birthday today. Happy birthday, mum. Love you lots. I then had my tea. I had some fajita wraps with some Cravers and a cherry cola. I love cherry cola so much, and Cravers are one of my favourite crisps ever. I was then writing a bit of my journal and listening to some music and just enjoying colouring in and reading some more of One Day. I'm so almost done with that book. I'm such a slow reader, so I'm slowly making my way through that. And then my older brother and his girlfriend came over, and my mum and dad got back, and I wished my mum a happy birthday and gave her a big hug. And then we gave her her birthday present and card, and I'm now off to go and finish writing my journal for the day, put that away, and then I'm going to be watching some Doctor episodes before this evening's new Doctor Who. So excited for new Doctor Who, and also going to be watching Britain's Got Talent as well. And we'll see you with more to vlog tomorrow. It's now Sunday, and I hope you guys are all having a lovely Sunday rest. I got up after a bit of a line as I didn't have work this evening till 5. I'm doing 5 till close, so I was able to have a little bit of a lie-in, which is good. I was then catching up on Neighbours on Amazon Prime, and I can't believe it's finishing again. Although we got an extra 2 years with the show, so it's not all bad, and I'm just glad that we were able to have it for a little bit longer, and it managed to go to the 40th year, which is good, and all good things must come to an end, as they say, and so I'm just enjoying it whilst it's on and making the most of it. And then I was just having some bear cuddles with Bear and playing with Matt in the garden, and my mum had gone to a doctor's appointment and my dad had taken her in to go to her appointment, and then they got back and I got a snap of some flowers in some vases in our kitchen window. We've got such lovely colours on and looks so pretty in our kitchen window. They're flowers that my mum had got for her birthday yesterday, and she had such a lovely day. And then my mum and dad got me a new bin as my other one sadly broke, and it says Keep Calm and Bin It. And I can remember when Keep Calm and Carry On was a massive craze. It was on t-shirts, posters, Facebook profile photos, or Time to Be Alive, eh? And then I got showered and changed and got myself ready to go off for a walk, and I got a mirror selfie from my bedroom mirror with my plushies underneath. I love that mirror with the plushies underneath it and the starlights hanging above it. It's just such a cozy little corner in my room, especially at night when I turn on the lights. I then got myself ready to go off for a walk, and the weather's been a little bit overcast today, which I love. I love overcast weather when it's not too hot, not too cold, just that perfect weather in the middle. And I was able to get some really pretty flower starts. I love all the pretty flowers and blossoms out and about that I was able to get snaps of. I also got some selfies of photos of the blossoms, having a good hair day, and then I made the way back, and on the way back I bumped into Joel, who just lives on the corner, one of my colleagues and good friends, and I was having a good catch up with him, and he'll be coming in this evening for the quiz with some of his mates. And then I got home and I had some lunch. I had a soft cheese sandwich and a cup of tea and some biscuits for my lunch, which was so good, and I just love soft cheese sandwiches so much. And then me and my mum watching Go at the Castle of Where Rabbit, which is such a great film. I can still remember going to see it when it first aired in the cinema. And then I was just having some cuddles with Bear, and he fell asleep on my lap, and he is so cute and he snores so loudly. And then I was just tidying my office and my dolls and dollhouse and sorting out my Boutique doll, and got my uniform ready for work this evening. And my dad have been to the shops to get stuff for tea, and we're having a Sunday roast, which I'll be having when I get back from work. And then I've got Monday, Tuesday off, back in Wednesday night, off Thursday, back in Friday evening, and then Saturday day. So yeah, it should be a good week. Got a few days off, so I've got Monday, Tuesday and Thursday off, and Friday daytime off, and so it will be good to have those days off and get to see my family from Ireland. I think we're going to Leafing Ground on Thursday, and the weather's supposed to be sunny, which is good. Fingers crossed it doesn't rain for us. We'll take a coat anyway. It's England, it always rains. There's the weather's always so unpredictable, so just pack for all weathers, that's what I say. And I'm now off to go and finish writing some more of my journal entry for today, and just watch some more episodes of Doctor Who, and can't wait for next week's new Doctor Who. I watched the latest one last night and it was so good, and I love Belinda and the Doctor's chemistry already. They work so well together. It's giving me Donna Martha vibes, and I'm now just going to be watching some more episodes of Doctor Who and finishing off the rest of my chai tea. My mum and dad was getting me a new bin because my other one broke. Have got me some chai little packets because I love chai tea, and so I've had some of that with one of my own ways of biscuits I got from Co-op. I'm going to be enjoying that and catching up on some Doctor Who. We're going to watch Gun in the Fireplace, which is one of my favourite episodes of Doctor Who ever, and I'll see you when I'm back from work this evening. It's later on in the evening now, and I'm back from being at work. I had work 5 till close, and just before work I popped to the shops just around the corner. I got myself a drink to take to work with me, and I got this Barbie colouring in magazine, and it's got really cool like Western Barbie colourings in, and I just love the colouring in pages in this book. I was having a good look in that, and then I got back and got myself ready for work, and my dad dropped me off to work, and I got to work, got clocked in and put my bag away. I got my drink that I got from the shops out to have whilst on shift, and I was doing lots of the cleaning jobs that I could get done and clothes jobs. And then Jamie came on, and it was me, Tash and Jamie. It was just me and Tash to start with, and then Jamie came in at 7, and then at 8:30 the quiz started. So Tash was doing the Quizmaster role whilst me and Jamie were just getting loads of the cleaning and clothes jobs done, and we're just on bar, and I was putting lots of pints, doing lots of drinks making, and wanting lots of food and drinks, clean tables, and someone tried to sell the regulars that come in for the quiz regularly. And then we finished about 10:30ish, and I clocked off and got my bag and thanked Jamie and Tash for a great shift. And they're now off for a few days. They're off to go see a band called Ghost in Manchester, and then they're off to go to see War of the Worlds, which I'm very jealous about, and I hope they have a great time. I then got picked up by my dad, got home and got into my PJs, and I'm now off for 2.5 days. I'm not in work now till Wednesday evening, and I'm going to be going off to Dobby's tomorrow, my happy place. And I then put my work clothes in the wash and got into my PJs, and for my tea I had a Sunday roast, and I'll show you guys that. The Sunday roast was so good. I had beef and I absolutely devoured it. I was absolutely ravenous, so really enjoyed that. And then I was just watching a bit of Gogglebox. I love that show so much. I then had a donut for pudding, and I'll show you guys that. I love a sprinkled donut, and that plate is so pretty. We got a load of new plates of crockery from my grandma, who's sadly passed away now, and it was passed down to us, and they're just so pretty. And I'm now off to go and finish writing my journal entry for today, and then I'm going to be watching some stuff I'll record to catch up on. And I hope you guys have all had a great week and weekend, and we'll have a lovely new week ahead, and I shall see you when you vlog coming very soon.